Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Hello, little learners. Welcome back to our learning space. I'm so grateful that you made it back today. I'm also feeling a little bit perky. Perky is a feeling word that means you have a lot of energy. Now, grown-ups like me, we drink coffee, and I had 2 cups of coffee this morning, so I have lots of energy. But kiddos, they don't drink coffee, so maybe you're not feeling perky like me. You're feeling serene because you woke up and you saw the sunshine outside and it felt like a good day. If you're feeling serene, your face might look like this. Now you already know how I like to check how I'm feeling, and that's by looking in the mirror, and you can do the same thing too. Now all week you've been helping me figure out what color mirror I'm going to use. I wonder what it's going to be today. Let me tell you a riddle and you're going to help me figure it out. Ready? Ooh, this one's a little tricky today too. It says, certain types of peppers, some asparagus and peas, lettuce, spinach, and limes. What's the color of all these? Now I'm sure you know the color because you eat tons of asparagus and peas, right? Hey, now think. What color could it be? Oh, I heard someone say green. That's right. I'm going to use my green mirror today. Let me grab that. And I'm going to check to see how I'm feeling. Ooh, I already know how I'm feeling. Now it's time for you to check in on how you're feeling by pointing to the picture on your screen that best matches. Let's watch.
Can you point to the picture that shows how you're feeling? If you don't see a picture that matches how you're feeling, say you're feeling out loud. If you're having a strong feeling like scared, sad, or angry, take belly breaths. That might help calm your body down.
Now it's so important for you to check in on how you're feeling. And don't forget to check in on those around you too. Now today we have a very special friend. Her name is Rory. See? R for Rory. Can we say hi to Rory? Hi, Rory. Now Rory sent in this picture because she was feeling a very special feeling when she took it. How do you think she's feeling? How can we find out? Yeah, we can look at her face for clues. Let's do that together. Now, I noticed right away that Rory's mouth was wide open. Do you see that? Her eyes are bright and her cheeks are really high. Now, let's see. Her hands are kind of down and her shoulders are high too. How do you think Rory's feeling? If you think that she's feeling excited, make an excited face like this. But if you think that Rory is feeling scared, make a scared face like this. Let me take a look. Oh, I see a lot of excited faces. Rory, we think you're feeling excited in this picture. Thank you for sharing your story. Now don't forget, if you want to share your story, ask a parent, a teacher, or a family member to send it in to the address below. Okay, let's see. You know what that means? Time to check our schedule. We have so much fun planned for today. We did our emotional check-in. We checked in with a friend too. Now it's time to do our weekly investigation. Now yesterday we got to build a house since we're learning about construction workers. And today we're going to do a fun art project. And it's going to be inspired by a book illustrator named Eric Carle. I can't wait to share it with you. And then it's going to be time to sing our goodbye song. Does that sound like a good plan? Okay, now before we move on to our intentional message, let me show you a movement card that we'll do together. That gets our body ready for learning. Let's see. Ooh, this one has an animal on it. So when I turn it around, we're going to do the movement that starts with the letter I'm going to show you. Ready? Do, 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 do. Do you recognize the letter? It's an H, that's right. And actually we can do start at the top, big line down, little line in the middle, H. H for hop, hop on one foot. And actually I'm gonna grab my pointer and I'm gonna hop on one foot to the intentional message. Let's do that. Ready? I wonder how many hops it's going to be. Let's see, get my foot up. 1, 2. Whew. I did it in 2 hops. Let's see. We're learning all about construction workers this week. Remember, that's someone whose job it is to work at a construction site where structures are being built. And we talked about structures being a fancy word for the buildings all around us. We said construction workers use many tools and they also use machines. Now, I wish I could bring a machine in here to show you. I don't think that would be very safe. But I did bring some tools in that we can look at together. Let's do that. Let's see. The first thing I wanted to show you is something I've been carrying around with me in my pocket. Let's see if you recognize what it is. Look at that. I don't know if you can tell what it is, but it's a nail. That's right, it has a smooth surface. Use a hammer to hammer the nails into wood. And then I have something called a screw. This is rough. It has ridges on it. I usually use a drill to put this into wood. I have lots of them in my hand. There's another thing I wanted to show you too. Remember I showed you the tool belt? Now this is an old tool belt. It's heavy. People strap it around their waist. But one cool thing it does is it has this little handle right here. And it has pockets for your pin, but look what I can do. You take a hammer and you put it right in the handle like this, and it drops it in so that construction workers can carry it around. Now for our song today, we're actually going to be using 2 different tools. One is a measuring tape. So let me grab that. Here. Have you ever seen one of these before? It goes out like this. It always looks like a yellow tongue to me, but it has numbers, see? And people use that to measure the wood and make their cuts like this. And then we're going to be using a level. Ooh, I'm so excited to show you this. Just like the square, it helps make sure that things are straight. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bubble in there, and depending on where I move it, the bubble goes inside the lines or outside the lines, so I know when something's straight. Now for our song today, we're going to make movements like a measuring tape. We're going to go like this. Okay? And then for the level, we're going to make sure things are straight. Are you ready to sing with me? Okay, here we go. This is the way we measure the wood, measure the wood, measure the wood. This is the way we measure the wood so early in the morning. Now it's time to make sure things are straight with our level. This is the way we level the floor, level the floor, level the floor. This is the way we level the floor so early in the morning. And I think we have time to do it one more time, kind of quickly. Ready? This is the way we measure the wood, measure the wood, measure the wood. This is the way we measure the wood so early in the morning. This is the way we level the floor, level the floor, level the floor. This is the way we level the floor so early in the morning. Hey, now it's time to watch a video where we're going to get to do a fun art project inspired by a book illustrator. Let's watch together.
Let's make some crafts inspired by art. Today's inspiration comes from Eric Carle, an author and illustrator of children's books. He is known for creating images by cutting and layering hand-painted paper. For this activity, you'll need paint, paper, scissors, glue, and tools like a fork, spoon, and of course your fingers. Step 1 is to prepare our paper. I chose to use 3 color paints, red, blue, and and yellow, the primary colors. I'm also using these fancy paint scrapers, but you can use a fork or your nails. I decided to use my fingers to paint the paper. The paint felt really squishy and wet on my fingers. I wanted to see what would happen if I mixed blue and yellow. Can you tell what color it made? Green. Next, I wanted to see what blue and red made when they're mixed together. Can you guess what color it is? Yes, purple. Next, I wanted to see what yellow and red make. Do you see the color it's making? Yes, orange. I got really messy, but I wanted to cover all of my paper in my paint. Then I used my fancy paint scrapers to scrape away some of the paint. Look at this one. I wonder what this yellow one is going to do. Once you have all of your paint on your paper looking the way you'd like, just set it aside to dry. I was not very patient and started cutting my paper right away. Don't make this mistake. You'll get paint all over your white paper. I'm making a house, so I made one square. Then I cut out one triangle for the roof. Then I glued my pieces down. I decided to add more details, like using black paper to create doors and windows, and brown paper to create a trunk of a tree. Here's my house, all done. Thank you, Eric Carle, for the inspiration. For more art inspiration, check out Art with Miss Read Write here on Valley PBS.
I hope you enjoyed today's art activity. I can't wait to see your houses that you made inspired by Eric Carle. Now remember, you can read more of Eric Carle's books in the library, and don't forget to check the Sora app. Hey, now it's time to see what we accomplished today. So we did our emotional check-in, we did an art activity where we made a house, and we learned about the different tools construction workers use. Now it's time to sing our goodbye song. Let's sing it together. Ready? Let's see. A, B, see you later. D, E, F, G, I'm gonna miss ya. H, I have to go now. J, K, bye-bye now. L, M, N, oh, I had a good time. P, Q, are you gonna miss me? S, T, you are my best friend. V, W, X, Y, Z. I hope you had fun today, my friends. Don't forget to read, to play, and to enjoy the rest of your day. Miss Sarah sends you a big smooch. Mwah! Goodbye. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for